Nickey June's Naughty Talk Show.
Girl, just out the low, you no one coming over.
Season 3 made me start to think about the growth of Nickey June and the podcast. If you guys don't know where you are right now, I guess I'll tell you. For all the new people, welcome to Nickey June's Naughty Talk Show. So tonight's episode is about growth, recaps, and looking back on the good times and how we started. Before we get into that, I'm not going to go too deep into how Nickey June became, because I think I've talked about that a couple of times. If not, go check out the Mandem episode. I talk about it on there in the beginning, exactly who I am, how I began. So maybe I'll even pop a clip in right here.
So why Nickey June? Why that name? Out of all the names you could come up with, is this tied to your real name?
It is.
Is this a moniker?
It's actually tied to my real name and my family.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so my middle name is Dominique. Nickey is short for Dominique.
In which part?
Nickey for
Dominique. Ah, the Nick part. Okay.
Yeah, Nickey. Yeah. Well, at least that's what I know Nickey to be.
Me, I'll say Dom.
Yeah, Dom.
Yeah.
I felt like Dominique itself is a very sexy name. With me essentially I had started a card game with a previous partner. And the card game was to get people to drink and have an open, honest, safe conversation about sex.
Oh.
And podcast started, and that's when me and my partner were like, we need a face to the cards. And this mouth does not stop talking. I'm a very social person. I love meeting people. So I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And that's where Nickey June came about. And we thought, keep her outside of my personal life, be that face, be that persona. And we started a podcast where we would pull cards and talk about the card, what it is and whatnot. One thing led to another, and Nickey June and the podcast began. That's pretty much who I am, and what I'm all about is Nickey June and what the Naughty Talk Show is. I was going through a few of my episodes, and I found it very interesting, my growth. I think I do talk a lot about my growth sexually, but I didn't realize how much I was open about my growth to you guys and the transition as I was watching my episodes. For example, you have the toxic sex episode, which was one of my first episodes. And most of the episodes in the beginning are pretty much recorded via Riverside, Zoom, things like that. And yeah, I feel like those were great opportunities, but I wanted to have more of an intimate one-on-one relationship with the people that I'm talking to. And I found that we were going between interviews and conversation. Like I always say, and it's always going to be the same thing always, this is a safe space. Not just for me, but for my guests and for you guys out there in the audience. So I feel like the new glow up of us would be more of an intimate, more of a conversation, less of us being like, hey guys, let's have an interview. What do you do? How are you? That could be boring sometimes, even though fun. I had a lot of fun interviews like that, i.e. Sir Lises. I learned a lot in that episode of The Dom Life. I like to have fun on these. One of my favorites out of my episodes would probably be the one with Killer Kev when he calls me out for being a sex demon. Staying out of jail and being nut free. I'm living the life. Come on.
Because you are a sex demon. That's what you are. Yeah. As long as you know what you are.
I'm just saying, I'm living life, right? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I was a little shocked, to adjust that crown and pat down the horns. But again, as I'm now recapping, yeah, I kind of take that to pride. I realize that that is who I am. I accept that about me. I love that about me. And that's what grew the Dom in me, is that intense moments. I feel like I started with exploration. We have the secret pleasures, again, where I was called the sex demon. Thank you, Killer Kev. I know you love me. But I also was acknowledging and realizing that there is more to just the basic sexual conversation. People want to have a more in-depth convo, but they're afraid to have that in-depth convo in public. And that's when I decided, outside of the card game, I want to be able to give that to you guys. Give that opportunity and give my beautiful followers the ability to get to know me and to get to know themselves. So I continue on by doing episodes like the sex bucket list, which we will be revisiting, because I think that in that episode, not only did I talk about my own personal list, sexual bucket list, I think I've also changed it. I guess I could give you like my top 3. A threesome. Well, not my top 3, just 3. A threesome would be one of them. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't matter. I would do both angles of a threesome. What else would be a bucket list? Having sex in public.
Kind of done that before.
Yeah, and I'm not talking like where you're hidden, but like I'm like, who gives a shit? Who sees?
Oh no, it was hidden. So
type of public. Yeah.
You with the shits for real? Okay.
Yeah, and my third would be pegging somebody. Everybody knows that's one of my on my bucket list is pegging someone. So.
Well then, I mean that would never be on my bucket list, but to each his own.
I think it has formed. Things have had the ability to do what needs to be done. I've gotten check marks off of most of the list. We're not going to go there. We're going to bring that back up. But yeah, the bucket list episode, I grew from that. That is one of the episodes I think I've learned and grown from. And I think the 2 interviews, I wouldn't really call them just episodes. I would call them more interviews. And I say that to say, I found that as I was asking certain questions in those interviews, I was finding myself. And those interviews were with Mr. Solomon, not the second episode, but the first one. Again, there are a lot of episodes out there, guys. Take your time, enjoy them, listen to them. And I do have a few guests that pop up more than once on them. But Mr. Solomon being one of them, I met him through Instagram, watching him do these beautiful artistic shibari art. And I keep calling it art because it is. He has, shout out to Mr. Solomon, he has so much opportunities, and he takes these gorgeous pictures after he's done his beautiful shibari art, and then he sells them. You have the opportunity to be a part of his art. You have the opportunity to have his art in your home. And I found it so beautiful and so exhilarating that I wanted to try it out. So I did. Where there's an episode of me going all the way to Chicago and experiencing this beautiful moment. Here's some pictures of the aftermath of the gorgeousness and how I was swinging from this beautiful ceiling. I was in euphoria. I have never felt like that before. And I think I even said that in the post interview, which again was supposed to be an actual interview of me interviewing him, when it ended up being him interviewing me on my experience. And I think that was great because you guys got the opportunity to see what it was like. And I love that for you. it also opened up a possible submissive side of me. And it made me feel like for the right person, let me take that back. Not for the right person, for the right confident dom to put me in a submissive place was so comfortable and so beautiful to me. And I wanted to feel that. That was the first time I've ever felt dainty. I think that was the word he kept using. And I was like, yes, I want to be dainty. You know, I'm tired of being, I want to be dainty. I want to be in my pretty girl, my soft girl era. I want that pretty in pink moment, you know? So I decide to explore more. And that is where I get in touch with Sir Lises. And that is the Dom Life episode, where now I have went to Chicago. I've experienced a kink. I've experienced the community a little bit, and I want to get into it. I want more. But where do I find my more here? And Sir Lises introduces me to FetLife. He introduces me to Kelly's Dreamland. Shout out to Kelly's Dreamland, because we are going to get there soon. But he introduces me to all this beautiful stuff, and I decide, yes, I'm going to put myself out there as a switch and see how it goes. As I put myself out there as a switch, I slowly turned into the pegging enthusiast / demon I am today. That came in a very speedy process, and I think that came after my very first ever kink party. With that being said, I am now in the process, when it comes to my episodes, I'm now in the process of, let's slow down on the episodes, because I want to explore, I want to experience things that I can give to you guys out there. And we slow down on them, but we do get the ability to have the hypnosis who came out on an episode. I do want to revisit that episode as well, because we talk so much about hypnosis and how orgasms and hypnosis can come together. And it was such a great, intense episode that I never got the opportunity to sit down and actually do the hypnosis with him. And I know I promised you guys that whenever I bring out something new, I will definitely attempt it to a limit. So that is on the bucket list of this season, is to be out there and have that hypnosis orgasm, because that's what the episode was called. And then I just kind of transitioned. I transitioned real fast right after that, where I became a dom and I explored more of the kink world. I find that my growth was beautiful, and I appreciate all of my beautiful naughty followers, my little June bugs, who have been supportive of my journey. And I want you guys to continue to watch my journey, because there's a lot that's about to happen. A lot of us doing more one-on-ones, a lot of conversations, more conversations with people who may want to have that talk with me, or even may want to have a conversation about the experiences, so that you guys out there don't have to feel sheltered. If you guys want to talk to me, talk to me. You guys know how to get a hold of me, And if you don't, everything's down there in the bio. Get in my DMs if you guys have any questions, anything that you want to ask me. If you guys want me to even have an episode about something, let me know how you feel about that. Let me know what episodes it is. I'll get down to it. There were a few beautiful episodes that I actually did have that I do want to revisit. Interracial relationships. Definitely want to revisit that, and race play. Would love to revisit that as well, because I feel like we definitely need to get more of both sides. Shout out to Tequila for being that beautiful OnlyFans girl that came out to explain her experience with race play. I want to get out there for the Black men out there who are into race play, who want to do it. Anybody that's comfortable. Those are definitely important things to talk about, because those are fetishes, those are kinks, those are those are so many things. And we're going to do more defining of words, like the difference between a top and a dom, a bottom and a sub, a kink and a fetish. And you know what? I may also teach a little bit of other simple sexual things. Like we could possibly even get back Coach Rowe from Nuck Wellness. Shout out to him. He definitely has all of the fitness exercises and things, workouts that will help the males get stronger, being able to hold your pelvic, you know, women as well. I noticed that my hips, you know, not only are they forming wider, yes, I know I eat, okay, but that's besides the point. They are forming wider because I also see him and he also kicks my ass for eating. But I also noticed that I have the control of my hips when I'm pegging. And that helps. You know what I mean? There's certain workouts out there. Guys, there are certain workouts out there that help strengthen the pelvic to help you move longer, to help you control your movement. There are certain workouts for women out there to strengthen your pelvic wall, to help you control yourself. I want to be able to give that to you guys. I'm going to give that to you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed every single episode that I've offered. Do not be afraid to be like, listen, Nickey, I didn't like that episode. I think you need to do it again. Or, you know, I feel like there was more that needs to come out of that episode. I'm here for you guys just as much as I'm here for myself. So do not hesitate to check out these wonderful episodes. I'm going to leave a few clips out at the end for you. Hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you guys so much, my naughty followers, for coming out. This is season 3, episode 2, and I promise you, it is going to be even more exciting, more exhilarating, fun. We're going to have so much fun doing this. And I'm going to allow you guys more behind the scenes of Goddess Nickey on NickeyJune.com exclusively. So I love you guys. Bye. And Dominicans are sexy. If I am the Dominican
Puerto Ricans will suck a fart out your ass.
Yes, I've dated is probably like 3 years younger than me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a fear for some reason. I don't know why, but I have a fear of talking to younger guys.
Why? I'm like, why is there a fear? There shouldn't be a fear.
I don't know. I feel like there's just going to be this like mommy complex. I just feel like we're not going to be on the same page. I don't know. Like, I feel like there's not going to be enough to be said to make it a serious long-term relationship, which is ironic because I would date an older man. I have dated older guys before, and I would because I think I would have a lot to learn from them.
Right.
You know, and men are different. Like, men would date a younger woman not to learn anything from her, but more or less to teach her something.
I would just take that mindset off the table, because it's actually been, for me, I've dated men that were younger and I actually learned the stuff from them.
Oh,
yeah, I learned stuff from them, and and vice versa, dating older men, they've learned stuff from me. So it's not necessarily, I think oftentimes we look at age as that, oh, well, I come to the table with a little bit of wisdom, and that ain't necessarily always the case.
This area, okay? I had a nigga try me and try to body slam me, but I ain't never been smacked. Dude was coming, and he smacked me while he was coming. Off guard, because I'd never been smacked before. And I was like,
I would be off guard too.
Girl. So then I was like, all right, let me let him, gather himself. Now, mind you, one of the reasons
Not
there's a
the
problem.
Not the cum slap.
This is a 6'2" football player.
It's an interracial relationship. It is a fully Puerto Rican man, but he also happens to be albino.
Look at you just getting out there. Like, you didn't even just say a Puerto Rican man that's albino. Listen, for those
a Puerto
who don't
Rican
understand,
albino, and And
Puerto
Nickey,
Rican albino is crazy.
this guy, to this day, had the biggest dick I've ever seen in real life.
Nickey June's Naughty Talk Show.
Girl, just drop the low, you know I'm coming over. I'ma bend it over.